As more countries impose a ban on smoking in public places, some say it may seem a good idea, but others argue it could create other problems. So, are smoking bans just a drag, or do they help to kick the habit? This is Inside Story. I'm Imran Garda. Do smoking bans go too far or not far enough? A countrywide smoking ban went into effect in the UK on Sunday. The ban covers almost all enclosed public spaces. Smokers can no longer light up in these places, meaning the end of smoking in pubs, restaurants and workplaces. But there are a few exceptions. Hotels can have designated smoking bedrooms. Hospices and prisons can allocate special smoking areas too. Smokers who light up and violate the ban will face fines of up to $400. Well, the UK is the latest to ban smoking in public areas. The first smoking bans came into force less than 10 years ago when California implemented one. And then 3 years ago, Ireland became the first country to ban smoking indoors in public places. Italy implemented a similar ban in January 2005, and France will follow suit beginning next year. But it could be worse for smokers. The Kingdom of Bhutan stopped selling any cigarettes in 2004, and in 2005 it banned smoking in all public areas. Well, the Egyptian parliament recently issued its own law banning smoking in some public places, including hospitals, schools and government buildings. A packet of cigarettes in Egypt costs less than $50, and Egypt's smoking culture has a very distinctive flavour, with water pipes a novelty for the millions of tourists that come through Cairo every year. It's a daily pleasure for Egyptians too, so it would seem like mission impossible to get Egypt's 75 million people to cut down on the 80 billion cigarettes they smoke a year. Well, here's what some people in London had to say about the UK smoking ban.
No, I think it's good. You know, if people don't want to be in smoking areas, they can smoke outside. It's not really a big issue coming outside, having a cigarette and go back inside, is it?
I think it's quite annoying, being a smoker myself, but I think it's fair that if people don't want to be around people that are smoking, then that's quite right, and it's their right.
It has been proven beyond all doubt that it does affect other people, and therefore it's the other people's lives that they've got to think about, not their own. They can smoke in the fresh air, they can get their own lung cancer or any other disease they want to get, that's fine, but they mustn't do it indoors where it affects other people.
Well, joining us now are our guests in Bangkok, Eamon Rossi, the CEO of the Office of Tobacco Control in Ireland. In Edinburgh, Neil Rafferty, spokesman for the UK smokers' rights group Forest. And in Amman, Dr. Abdulrahim Malhas, former Minister of Health and head of the National Anti-Smoking Committee in Jordan. Neil Rafferty, if I could start off with you first, sir. Is smoking a personal matter in your opinion?
Of course it is. I mean, obviously we understand that non-smokers are bothered by tobacco smoke, but ultimately, you know, smoking is a choice, an informed choice for adults to make. And as long as they're you know, carrying out their habit, their smoking, in a way that minimises the impact on other people, then they really should be left alone.
Dr. Malhas, in Jordan, obviously a lot of the debate about smoking relates to the medical problems that it gives you. If you could briefly summarize some of the medical conditions and problems that you get after smoking.
Well, there are a lot. They are hazardous to all parts of the body, not only the lung, as most people believe. They affect the vessels. They affect the vessels of the heart, the eye, the brain, the bladder, and the intestines too. Of course, the lower and upper extremities are included. This is, of course, we know that also the relationship between cancer of the lung especially and smoking, and this has been approved or proved in 1964 or even earlier. So, but more important really is the fact that it is addictive. It causes addiction, and very similar to the addiction caused by heroin or cocaine or codeine and or morphine.
Eamon Rossi, in Bangkok, you spearheaded the campaign against smoking in public places in Ireland. How successful have you been?
Yeah, we've been very successful. But before we go into that, perhaps I could just refer back to what Mr. Rafferty said. Mr. Rafferty referred to smoking as a habit. Smoking, of course, is not a habit. As the doctor in Amman pointed out, smoking is an addiction. Back to Ireland. We're now celebrating over 3 years of the smoking ban in Ireland. This ban was introduced on the 29th of March 2004, and 3.5 years later, I'm delighted to tell your viewers that the smoking ban in enclosed workplaces in Ireland has been an outstanding success.
Do you feel that the ban has not gone far enough? Are you hopeful for more bans?
Well, we're very satisfied. Ireland, as you probably know, as your viewers may know, was the first country in the world to go smoke-free. And this has really improved the health of bar workers and restaurant workers in particular. We're delighted to see that since Ireland went smoke-free, that Scotland, England,